How's it going, everyone? My name is George, and today we're going to be reviewing Lightyear. I finally got to see Lightyear yesterday, and this film was made by Pixar and was directed by Angus MacLane. And instead of Tim Allen doing the voice of Buzz Lightyear, you have Chris Evans voicing Buzz Lightyear. And I must say, it's pretty interesting that Chris Evans has played two popular characters that have gone into the future and have been stuck in the future: Captain America in the MCU, and now Buzz Lightyear in Lightyear. And this is supposedly the film that also inspired Andy in the Toy Story universe to go and buy a Buzz Lightyear doll, or to ask for a Buzz Lightyear doll for his birthday, which is pretty interesting because this film in 1995 has pretty advanced special effects if you consider it being in 1995 in Andy's universe or whatever. But basically, this is the story of Buzz Lightyear, how him and these other people are stuck on this planet and they're trying to find a way to get off this planet, and Buzz just keeps going into the future more and more, and he has to team up with his best friend's granddaughter, Izzy Hawthorne, voiced by Kiki Palmer, and then they have to face off against Zurg, voiced by James Brolin. So, with Lightyear, this was a pretty interesting film when it was announced almost a couple of years ago. It was a film that I've been excited for because I love Buzz Lightyear. I'm a big fan of Toy Story, but I also knew this was not going to be like a Toy Story film. This was probably going to be something similar to the Buzz Lightyear show and made for DVD home video animated film from 2000 with Buzz Lightyear. I'm not sure if people remember that, but you had that film and you had the Buzz Lightyear animated show in the early 2000s. So I was looking to see if this was going to be a fun, cool space adventure, a fun science fiction film. And that's basically what we get. This is not your standard Pixar film. While you do have those moments of reflection, this is not an emotional Pixar movie like many of Pixar's films have been throughout the years. So don't go into this film expecting this to have the emotions of not just Toy Story, but something like Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo. However, that doesn't make it a bad film. I still think this is a great, entertaining film. I had a lot more fun with this film than I thought I was going to. The voice acting is great. Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear I thought was great. Well, yeah, I'm still a big fan of what Tim Allen did, and I prefer Tim Allen. I think Chris Evans did a great job of doing the Buzz Lightyear voice, and if in the case that like Tim Allen ever says one day I'm done voicing Buzz Lightyear, uh, I don't think Chris Evans is a bad replacement in my opinion. I know some people might disagree with me, but I was very shocked at how close he was to almost sounding like Tim Allen in the voice of Buzz. I think Kiki Palmer also did a very good voicing his best friend's granddaughter. Taika Waititi is also doing a voice in the film. James Brolin as Zurg is also very good. And the animation, though, is what really stands out in this film. This is a beautifully animated film, and probably some of the best animation in the last recent years. And it kind of shows how far we've come in animation, especially when you look back at the first Toy Story film and the animation with that. The animation was very good for that time, but there's been certain things in that animation, like Andy's design, that does not hold up anymore. But here it just looks great. They really capture the feel of this being a science fiction film, especially a science fiction animated film. So I like that they did that. The score, Michael Giacchino does the score for this film, and it is a great score. The humor also really works in this film. This is an entertaining movie. The character Socks, the little robot cat that's like Buzz's companion, I found to be very entertaining. He was not annoying. Now, as far as Zurg goes, for the majority of the film, I thought Zurg had a menacing feel to him. I thought he had a great scary presence to him and looked very cool. Then comes the twist with Zurg. This was probably my main issue with the film, was how they handled this twist with Zurg. Now, now I'm not going to spoil what the twist was, but it's just like a little minor spoiler I'm going to say. So if you recall in Toy Story 2 when Zurg is facing off against the Buzz Lightyear doll that thinks he's a real Buzz Lightyear, the one with the special belt, he basically tells Buzz that I'm your father. Now we obviously know that was a parody of Star Wars at the time, parody of Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader tells Luke that he is really his father. Now, in this film, they don't do a twist like that, but the twist that they went with instead just it felt like it came out of nowhere. It felt forced on, and it felt like it was there for Buzz to kind of learn some kind of lesson, and yet it felt like that lesson could have been learned at any other point in the film without having this reveal. It just feels very forced on, and I didn't like how it was handled, and it also undid something from what would have been considered to be early Buzz Lightyear continuity. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand you don't want to make this film similar to Star Wars. You don't want to make this like an animated Star Wars film with like Buzz Lightyear characters. But I felt like they could have handled the twist with Zurg a lot better. I don't know, it just felt very forced onto me and kind of lazy. And it slowed the film down. The film I felt was a very quick paced film. I thought it was moving fairly quick, but at the same time, I thought we were processing everything fairly well in the film. We were getting to know this new group of characters that Buzz was hanging out with besides Izzy. And so basically, we were processing everything, but then once you got the Zurg twist, things just kind of slowed down for the film. And I don't know, it just felt like something that they had no idea how to handle it without trying to sound too similar to Star Wars, in my opinion. That's kind of how I saw it. Which, by the way, I think this film is actually still better than most of the Disney Star Wars movies that have come out. I think the only Disney Star Wars film that I would say was better than this film is probably Rogue One, or at least I enjoy more than this film, and that's Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. But yeah, I felt this was an entertaining film. I think this gives some new possibilities. But like I said, this isn't the usual Pixar film. I know some people say, even though it's a good movie, it's not up to the typical Pixar standard. But this is definitely a Pixar film that I feel like has to be seen in theaters. I know a lot of people have been disappointed that the last few Pixar films did not come out in theaters. They've gone straight to Disney Plus. I understood it with Soul, and I think a lot of people understood with Soul. But movies like Luca and Turning Red probably could have come out in the theaters. I'm not saying they would have made a lot of money, but I think you kind of owe it to the people who worked very hard on those films and were hoping people would get a theater experience with those films to at least get those movies on the big screen. And yeah, I'll be honest, the 2020 Pixar films haven't exactly been the best. I think Soul's the only one that I would say was phenomenal, but Lightyear is probably my second favorite. And we've still gotten some pretty good movies from Pixar, but it felt like the 2020s are kind of off to a slow start. But I think with Lightyear, they're starting to build up more. Maybe theater experiences will help future Pixar films out more. But yeah, to summarize it, I think Pixar was not Pixar. I think Lightyear was great. I enjoyed Buzz Lightyear's character. I think Chris Evans did a great job voicing the character. I enjoyed the other characters as well. And Zurg, for the majority of the film, was pretty cool, but then that twist came and it ruined what they set up. And I'm very curious, like, is this going to be like a new franchise that can maybe come onto Disney Plus? Because I remember enjoying the Buzz Lightyear show in the early 2000s. So, I don't know. No, would you like to see a Buzz Lightyear show on Disney Plus? You can put that in the comments down below. Because I think with this great animation style and considering that Disney Plus is making spin-off shows on Pixar properties on the streaming service, I think that'd be a good idea. My score for Lightyear is going to be an A minus. Minus. I recommend you go see this film. And I know there's people who are talking about that one particular scene with the same-sex couple. It's very brief. I have no problem with it. I think it was fine to see. But I think people are making a big deal about it because, like I said, it's very brief. It's not really in there all that much. So for people who are complaining about it, it's not hindering the movie. I don't know why people think it's hindering the movie, but like I said, this is a great movie, and I recommend you go check it out. And if you've seen Lightyear, what'd you guys think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? It's not as good as the Toy Story films, but it's definitely in the middle when it comes to Pixar rankings. But yeah, let me know down below, and I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already if you haven't. Please share this with someone that wants to see Lightyear or who wants to see Lightyear. And I hope to see you guys real soon. Take care, everyone.